Oh yeah, look what I got with the purchase of a medium or large popcorn. Oh, that's the lid. And yes, the popcorn bucket deal for Rogue One. All right. Now it's time to go watch the movie. Spoiler alert. Yeah. Spoiler alert. Dumb guys. We need to stop and do a review right now, fresh, right out of the theater. Dude, I'm really excited to see this movie. What do you guys think? You look really excited. You look more excited about that popcorn. Popcorn is good. I got popcorn too.
So, first impression.
My first impression is, I think I need to see it again.
Yeah, it's really similar to what I expected. It's pretty brutal.
It is. I was expecting everybody to die.
It's pretty much exactly what you'd expect as far as how much Vader was in it.
Well, yes. And I think it ended right on cue, exactly where you expected it to end. So I'm going to be brutally honest here. I thought the last 5 minutes of the movie was probably the best.
Yes. Not having that opening crawl, it makes it not feel like for a while you're not in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Also, no John Williams music. Like there's little themes.
Yeah.
Throughout.
Like they borrowed from John Williams. They borrowed from the Star Wars sounds and themes, but it wasn't John Williams music, and I knew that.
And one thing I have to say about that, it makes me worry about a movie beyond Episode 9 as part of the main scenes. Like maybe they shouldn't do it. And there's parts like when they introduced each planet with a little subtitle, felt like it was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, it just didn't feel like Star Wars. Star Wars doesn't do that kind of thing. I thought it took a long time to get going, and I thought that the part with Darth Vader in the middle of the movie, he looked weird to me. It looked like he had a big fat neck. He looked like he moved funny.
He moved more freely than he did in the original series.
Yeah.
I saw some theories that he got hurt in battle, but that kind of throws all these theories out the window because he didn't get hurt in this movie. He was dominating in this movie.
Now, he did come fresh right out of a bacta tank.
Yes.
And I thought that part was pretty cool.
He was. Do you think that was Hayden Christensen?
I was wondering if they were going to get a close enough look at him when that scene happened, and they didn't.
Yeah, so maybe I didn't see in the credits or anything like that. I kind of doubt it. I mean, I thought the person doing it looked huge. Like their shoulders and stuff looked really big.
Yes, he did. He looked really big. What I really did enjoy was Tarkin. I thought that was cool. Nice
They're
touch.
really getting that technology down. The last Terminator movie and the last Ant-Man movie, them making an older actor look young looked really good.
Yes.
The only thing is they don't have down yet is the mouth.
Right.
And that kind of showed in this movie as well.
Well, what I noticed is that every time he turned a little bit, it was like his eyes glowed weird. And that was kind of strange. And, of course, this isn't taking a old actor and making him look young. This is taking a dead actor and making him alive again.
Yes. And I think what I'd heard is that some other actress, the Princess Leia appearance, there was just a different actress that had the similar body type, and then they CGI'd over. It wasn't Carrie Fisher.
Right, and I didn't think that it was. Although there was a special thanks to her at the end of the credits.
So maybe she said that one line.
K2SO.
Yeah.
He was, I thought, an excellent addition to the droids of Star Wars.
Yeah. He was.
He was really entertaining. To me, that was pretty much it, though. That was like...
Yeah, and I think you were avoiding seeing the reviews.
Yeah.
The reviews I saw was that the third act is the best part. The only real fleshed out character is Jyn Erso. And the good humor only comes from the droid.
Yeah.
And the rest of the movie kind of lacks some spirit. And they basically said it didn't quite have what Episode 7 had.
It definitely... Yeah, well, Episode 7, I wanted to go back 3-4 times in the theater. I can't remember how many times I did it. This one, I just don't think I can sit through it at the theater again.
Yeah, and it's a very brutal story. Lots of people sacrificing themselves.
Yes, yeah.
And it's definitely, like, I want to go watch Episode 4.
Yes, I do.
I think it adds some more depth. Because one problem I had with the original series was how these group of characters just seem to magically survive everything.
Yeah.
If you see all this sacrifice and everything it took to get there, I think it fleshes out that story a little bit. And I think that was their intention.
Right.
And also to kind of close maybe a little bit of a loophole with how easily the Death Star was destroyed.
Yes, well, that's exact. I mean, that they played that up a lot to make an excuse for why it was so easy to destroy the Death Star. I think they really did a whole bunch of fan service.
Yeah.
So many calls.
Yeah, well, and all the red leader and stuff was the same.
It was.
It was the CGI.
It was CGI. I think they pulled old footage from like episode 4, digitally enhanced it, and they threw it in there with some new lines, or even some of the same lines, probably.
Yeah, and that was good to see. Lots of callbacks for fans.
I think that was cool. I mean, the Tarkin thing was a callback. Obviously, Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia was a callback, and then there's the I'm wanted in 12 star systems guy. Whatever
that guy was there. That's right.
Yeah, I mean,
how does that make any sense though?
Right. I mean, it makes sense timeline wise.
Makes sense timeline wise, but he would have had to get out of there before the big explosion.
And he just happens to be wandering around and running into.
So I think the intention here, though, is that planet would have had to have been close to Tatooine. Do you think movies like this could saturate the Star Wars universe and almost pull it into like the Star Trek territory, to where they almost have to reset it at one point?
I kind of thought that actually when I was watching this movie, that it was almost like, oh, now there's no Luke Skywalker, there's no Jedis in this except for there's the Sith, Vader, and it felt kind of Star Trek-y because there was none of that. And a lot of people were really excited about this movie, thinking, oh, finally, a movie that's not in the saga and it's going to be better and all that stuff. And I don't think it was better.
Yeah, well, one thing I would rather see in these anthology movies is a totally removed story. Maybe a 1,000 years.
Yes, right, yes.
Different.
Get out of that timeline.
Yes, and
Go do something different.
The next one's Han Solo, and I feel like it's going to be the same thing.
It's going to be very similar.
And I hope they don't announce the next one after that is like Boba Fett. I hope it's going to be like Old Republic or way after the events of episode.
I think the one thing that we got to look forward to for the Han Solo one is that it is a character that we know, that we can follow, and whereas we had to try to get to know all these new characters, and the only one we really knew was Vader.
Yeah. Expect it to be different. I think you'll enjoy it, but I don't think it's going to have the rewatchability of the saga films. I don't think that they had a character that related quite like Rey and Finn. Those two new characters are really great.
Yeah.
Final wrap up thoughts.
Wrap up. So I would say I would give this probably maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10.
Okay. I'd go about the same. Maybe I might go 7.5 because. But it's not really in what this movie stands on its own. It's how it sets up episode 4.
Yes. It sets up episode 4 very good. It's got some good qualities, some very good parts, but as a whole, it was not as great as something like The Force Awakens, and it's definitely not the Empire Strikes Back of the new Star Wars movies.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the best one since Empire. I saw some of the reviews. The Rotten Tomatoes was 84%, I believe. I think that's probably about right.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit higher than I'm rating it, just because I was getting a little bored, so. Yeah. Well, anyways, you go see it for yourselves. You decide whether you like this movie, and comment on this video and let us know if you liked it and if you disagree with anything that we said. Subscribe to the channel?
Subscribe if you like disagreeing with us and leaving angry comments. Hit subscribe so you can follow our videos.
If you want to call Heath bad names, go ahead and do that. And if you want to praise me for everything that I bring to this, it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
And it's all good.
I can handle it.
All right.
See ya.